Here's an update for ZEC. Let's first do a count. I have a clean slate, removed all the old markings. Sometimes it's very good to do that. Kind of stand back, look at it. More often than not, you do some additional patterns, features, forward-looking discernments, and I got a few. So, here's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. For those of you who are new to technical analysis, welcome to the dark side. Just kidding. Technical analysis is my forte. I believe in it more than fundamental analysis. I always say that technical analysis begets the fundamentals. That is why Elliott Wave states that a news or an event shall arrive to justify the forecast, not the reverse. A lot of people say, oh, China disallowed ICO, that's why the market's crashing. Technical analysis views it the other way around. An accurate projection made will be justified by a news of that type. Having said that, I just counted to 5 waves. So you might be thinking, what in God's name is he doing? Anyone can count to 5. Absolutely. But to understand what each wave means and how they interrelate is where the significance really lies. What truly drives the price of anything? In this case, the price of ZEC is driven by sentiment for ZEC. And that sentiment is the underlying force that imprints this chart. And that sentiment has 2 components, fear and greed. Fear and greed, each side has supply and demand of its own. But that's more of a derivative of fear and greed. There's a saying that says, what are words but symbols of symbols? Hence, twice removed from reality. To me, that is very, very thought-provoking. If sentiment drives prices, what drives sentiment? I believe thought drives sentiment. And what is behind thought? Philosophically, you can call it perfect thought. So words, for me, as a technical analyst, is like a chart or Elliott waves. It is twice removed from reality or twice removed from thought, sentiment. Therefore, the waves I count is a reflection of sentiment. And even sentiment, just like the waves, move according to a specific set of cycles, time that can be mathematically measured. And that is called the golden ratio, 0.618. That golden ratio can be found in every component and part of biology, physics, and our existence. the vortex of a galaxy. The distance of the vortex from center to each circular arc could be measured using the golden ratio. The winding of a seashell. The helix of our DNA. They are all guided by the golden ratio. So are the waves. Wave 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 are all interrelated by Fibonacci ratios. And in a way, every technical tool and indicator out there that's currently being utilized, whether it's MACD, stochastics, has fundamental relationship to that golden ratio. Therefore, when I'm counting the waves, I'm really trying to picturize the actions of the Fibonacci ratios. But it is not a direct measurement of sentiment. It is an indirect measurement of sentiment and thought behind that sentiment. Therefore, it is twice removed from direct measurement. That is why it is prone to error. It is an indirect measurement. But with experience, a lot of failure experience, especially as a technical analyst, you can kind of get that experience-based sixth sense, gut feeling, call it what you want, to be able to count the possibilities and then identify the probable pathway. And whenever I put out my video post, that's exactly what I'm trying to do. That's why I always say there's a difference, big difference, between a possibility and a probability. If someone says, can it crash tomorrow? Is that possible? Absolutely. But again, there's a difference between possible and probable. And as a technical analyst, my job, my endeavor is to find the most probable pathway. So far on my blog, I'm about 88% on the mark. I also have losing streaks. And usually I'm around 55% on the mark on a losing streak. That's a terrible day for me. And I have had over 15 years of tons of failures, mistakes, losses, stupidity, greed, fear. But from each and every one of my failures, I've tried to learn a valuable lesson. That's why I say failures are better teachers than successes. And in this blog, my aim is to help and do no harm, which is why I provide 100% free analysis on demand of your cryptos. So, getting back to ZEC, sorry for that big intro, but for the new readers, new followers, those who are new to technical analysis, I want to see if I can give a brief intro to the Elliott waves and the chart patterns before I really get into it. So here, if wave 1 and 2 has a relationship, the bottom of wave 2 cannot be equal to or lower than the beginning of wave 1. Check. Wave 3 cannot be the shortest. 1 and 2 are both shorter than 3, so check. The bottom of wave 4 cannot overlap with the peak of wave 1. Check. Wave 5. The extended wave 5. In equities and stocks, you'll see the wave 3 as the extended wave. And because wave 3 is extended wave, usually wave 5 and 1 are equal by Fibonacci ratio. But when wave 5 is extended, I find a couple things. Wave 4 is about 0.618 of wave 3. Also, after 5 waves, there is a 3-wave retracement. And usually when wave 5 is extended, the A is longer than the B by 0.3 to 0.5. As you can see here, A, B, C. A is longer than C. The ABC also usually retraces to the prior wave 4. Not to the prior wave 4 of a lesser degree, which is here. Prior wave 4, and this is another thing I'm finding. When wave 5 is extended, A is longer, and the ABC retraces to the prior wave 4 price zone, equal degree, not of a lesser degree. So more I'm counting cryptos, more I see certain personality traits of crypto waves that are inherently different at the nuance level than equities. So, 5 waves, ABC. So after 5 waves, ABC, what happens? Once C is done, there is a trend reversal. These 5 waves, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, become subwave of a higher degree, wave 1. There's wave 2, 3, 4, 5. But I'm going to make it higher degree instead of minuet, minor degree. So let's blow it back up, zoom back in. So if this is 1, this is 2, we've got wave 3 coming. That's why this was going crazy excited. Looked like a freaking Eiffel Tower. Tower, not towel. So this is what, so when I was looking at this like a freaking North Korean missile, I was like, is this a head and shoulders? Left shoulder, head, or right shoulder, and it's gonna just crash? Sure looks like it. But then I was like, okay, but if wave 3 is gonna happen, or is happening now, and this crashes to, let's say, where you'd have been started, and we're embarking on wave 3, that just doesn't make any sense. So I thought, okay, where is a pattern that I can look at? There's one. Indicating a very nice bullish intention. But let's go back to this head and shoulders. It's like sitting like a rocket. Could I see a fractal? Was there another head and shoulders like type of pattern that didn't work, that didn't follow through? One. 2. Oh, look at this. Three, 4. So all of these fractals are saying we're kind of faking the head and shoulders potential. This has multiple. Talk about multi-layered, embedded within a bigger head and shoulders. So, going back to this, we've done pattern analysis. We've counted to 5, counted it down to ABC. We also believe that these 5 waves, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 are subwaves of a higher order 1. The ABC is higher order 2. After wave 1 and 2 is 3. And this cup and handle pattern bodes well for that. So I hope that makes sense. Again, another example of using patterns, Elliott wave, forward-looking discernment, and at the end of the day, you got to make a judgment call, probable pathway judgment call. And this is mine. I hope you found this helpful and interesting. I look forward to your questions and comments.